Richard Brinsley, who's the founder of Rowcroft, was the incoming Lions president. He wanted to do something that the Lions would be remembered for. I was the second person to be employed. Dr. McKerrow, she'd worked in hospice before in London, and she wanted something like that in Torquay. She and Richard met up, they got on like a house on fire, and Richard put the wheels in motion. Richard got people together. He was great at recruiting right people for the right job. Yes, I was very proud to see our first two patients, because until then all we'd done was talk. Now we were starting to actually do work.
I started at Rowcroft originally in 1986. It was the days of Sally Wimbles, who was everything a matron should be.
I started working here on the 5th of October 1987. When I first started working at the hospice, one of the things that drew me to working here in particular was the value that was put on time spent with patients.
The main challenge was to get enough money to keep the hospice going. The hospice shops made a big difference to us. I've always said that unless Rowcroft was taken by the people and supported by the people of Torquay, we wouldn't be successful. That's why the Friends of Rowcroft were so essential to us.
Well, the Friends of Rowcroft have been with us since the beginning, actually, back in 1982. They were the original fundraisers, really, and when the hospice opened its doors, there was only enough money in the pot for it to stay open for 3 months, and it was in no small part due to the Friends led by Bridget Trethewey that it was not only able to stay open but to develop into the organisation that we see today.
Bridget was a very formidable lady. She got so much support drummed up.
The support of the Friends of Rowcroft over the last 40 years has been immeasurable.
As a hospice, we provide specialist palliative care, end-of-life care to patients and their families and supporting them on their journey. And you only get one chance to get this right.
When I first started working here, we didn't have any occupational therapists, we didn't have any physiotherapists. So it's astonishing really how those services have developed over the years.
We've expanded our care into complementary therapy, into music therapy.
For the time we were very forward thinking, and it really felt that actually palliative care was just beginning to be recognised as a really important speciality, and that there was enormous potential, and it felt really exciting actually.
We are a much bigger team now of varied professions, but all working towards making this difficult journey easier for families, for patients. So Hospice at Home provides 24-hour support. I like looking after people in their own homes. Each family has their own story. It's a very privileged job. It's not always an easy job. But for me, each family is like a chapter in a book, and you do your best for them.
Before I became Chief Executive of Rowcroft, I was amazed by the strength of feeling from the community towards Rowcroft in such a positive and strong way. It seems that when you're touched by Rowcroft, you're cared by Rowcroft, you become an advocate for Rowcroft very, very quickly.
That's why I think now the walks you do, all the various things are so vital. You've got to keep local people on your side.
We have an amazing community that support us and get involved, and I'm personally forever thankful for the lengths they go to and the effort they go to support us as a charity. I mean, it is amazing.
That support means the world to us. The community supports us in so many different ways as well. It's not only putting on their own events, but we have our flagship events such as the Mail Trail and Sleep Walk, and so many people take part in that and raise such an amazing amount of money. But we couldn't even put those events on if it weren't for the amazing volunteers in our community.
We have volunteers of which, you know, are huge value to the hospice because it allows the nurses more time to spend with patients.
Every time I go out, I'm just amazed by the quality of care and the experience and the dedication of our teams providing that care and the impact that we have. And seeing that impact and that direct impact with the patient and the families is very emotional. And that emotion, that's why I do what I do, and that's why our teams do what they do.
I have a memory of sitting in what's now Willow Ward, which was called Terrace Ward, and the patient that I was sitting with was in the middle of beds 1 and 2. But the sun was coming up, it was a summer's day, and I just remember sitting with this person. We'd opened the curtains and the colour gradually came back into the garden, and it was so peaceful and it was so quiet to have this person who was at the end of their life, that was comfortable, that was peaceful, that was settled, that had somebody with them when they died. They weren't distressed, they knew they weren't alone, and it was just perfect, if I can use that expression. And it really felt to me that actually this is what this job is about.
Over the years, I've seen the incredible work that people do here. They enable families to be just that, families. Build precious memories, have precious moments, just be together.
When people say to me, what was it like working here in the 80s? I generally say it's the same but different. What is the same is the absolute dedication and commitment of all of the teams, of everybody that works for this organisation. We're all aiming for the same thing, which is to do the best for our patients, regardless.
Rowcroft was the best job I ever did, the most satisfying job, and it was a pleasure to come to work.
I just remember thinking how lucky I was to have a job here. It has changed so much, but the ethos is still the same. It's about, you know, caring for people at the end of their life. People often ask me, why do you do this job? And I can't always explain that, but there is a great reward in actually helping people at the end of their life.
We have big plans as a hospice: care for more of our community, extend and enhance our care, development of the estate, maintain the quality of care that we provide, and even enhance it even further where we can. But we can only do that with the support of our community.
Our community has been absolutely outstanding. We couldn't have done it without them. They've been there for us for 40 years, and as we step into this new chapter, I know they're going to be with us still.